Aye.
All right, like to call the meeting to order at 6:02. Join me for the pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call then, I'm just catching up for our round table here. Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Fiscal officer's here, chief of police?
Here.
Trustee Jesberger?
Present.
Trustee Hannah?
Yeah.
Superintendent of Public Works and Township Administrator?
Here.
Chief of Fire?
Here.
Assistant.
Oh, Rose.
Palmer, yeah.
All right, didn't see. And Code's not here, right?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Okay, the next meeting will be here, in 2 weeks at 6 o'clock. Motion to accept the agenda with flexibility. Just say so moved.
Second.
Right.
So moved.
Yeah. Okay.
Trustee Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Clark? Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Okay, so this is, we all talked about this, Tiffany kind of made this suggestion. So, can you kind of explain how it was, when you used it in your nonprofit, how did you do the work sessions?
Yeah, so we just kind of were brainstorming a way that we could get everybody's opinions and kind of come to have one meeting a month where we are able to talk more in an open forum, get more input before we are, before things come to us with motions and maybe we don't have enough time to discuss those or we don't know about things. And this is kind of something that I think has been brought up in the past, and we're gonna try it and see how it works. So I actually was speaking with Dave, and we just were kind of thinking, like, wouldn't it be great if we had a less formal kind of seating arrangement for this, where we could all kind of see each other and residents, and we could all kind of workshop some ideas. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. And then, I guess if discussion goes too long at any time, anybody at the table can call for it to be like pushed. And you either take a vote or we don't. Take a vote on whether to push it or not too. So first thing, I had just put some ideas and I was kind of hoping people might add to it, but it looks like maybe mission statement was added, so I appreciate that. Last month we talked about the YouTube recording of board meetings, suggested by Trustee Jesberger that we get legal. Legal came back and said we don't have to do YouTube, it just creates more of a records kind of issue, having to keep those up, and is there anything more than that?
Yeah, I mean, if we do away with the recordings, we probably should, or video recordings, we probably should do a recording of the meetings.
Yeah.
And if we do a recording of the meetings, we need to decide whether we're going to publish them, recordings, for the public to view, or keep them as archive them as for the public to review. Or the third option is we could state that we're only doing the recordings for the purpose of producing meeting minutes.
Okay, I like that.
Then once the meeting minutes has been approved, then we can do away with the recordings. In order to do that, we have to put that in a record retention, and we have to create a policy.
Yeah, because then the tape would just be what's called work product, and you don't have to keep that on records.
Correct.
I think there's confusion between video and audio recording. Are you saying an audio recording or a video recording?
Audio recording, there's
Okay.
3 ways we can.
Yeah.
So you could use it to produce the minutes? and
Yeah,
then for your
yeah,
own
we
purposes.
did that in the past.
Yeah. And then the minutes would then be really the record.
Yeah, once the minutes are approved by the board, then the audio is done.
Okay, so I'm going to move that we eliminate YouTube recordings, go to an audio recording to be produced as a work product. Once the minutes have been approved by the board, then those
Can I make a
recordings.
suggestion? We probably ought to do a policy first for the recordings. Get that done first before we actually eliminate the video recordings. That way we have some to take place of immediately. That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm taking an audio recording of this meeting. Our existing records retention policy says multiple mediums for notes for meeting minutes.
are we able to have like some discussion on it?
Yeah, well,
I
the
think-
motion has to be on the floor, seconded before we can do like a lot of
Well, we're not
discussion.
allowed to vote tonight
Yeah, we
on
are.
anything.
Yeah, we
Are
are.
we? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we can vote,
Maybe approve
absolutely.
that. Right
I mean,
under-
yeah, I mean, things can, I mean, if
Okay.
it's a way to get it off our plate, then
Okay,
there's no reason to like
yeah.
take time, 2 weeks to add more time to that meeting.
I mean, I feel like there's, you know, like, this is a good time to discuss it. I feel like there's pros in, you know, being able to offer this to our residents that can't make it to a meeting. But then also I see the cons in, one, it's not an actually utilized service and also opens us up to a lot of liability and other issues. So I just wanna like throw it out there, make sure everyone's comfortable with this before this is something that we do.
And you said last time there's only 3,
There's,
the current
yeah, I
townships
kind
in
of
our
looked-
area
I'm
that utilize it?
trying to find it. Yeah, there's 7 townships, I think, that
Okay, so,
are currently,
okay.
broadcasting. I'm gonna pull it up. I don't know. Trustee Jesberger, how's your feeling on this?
I think for me, the biggest concern is it seems that residents enjoy watching the videos, even though there have been issues with sound before. And then the other issue is like we dealt with last year when a resident reached out to me to complain that the minutes were like 6 months behind. And then that turned into drama about, you know.
Drama about what?
Well, you know, like there was a records request for the email that the
Oh,
resident
right.
sent me.
Yep.
Because what I was thinking was that the thoughts were I was lying about saying that a resident had reached out to me.
Oh, I wasn't aware anybody called you a
why about
liar.
that, but, so there's that issue is leading then towards the policy of making sure that the policy is covering us, which would probably and should include a time frame of when the minutes can be done.
I
Well,
did, okay.
the legal says we have to have a policy before we do it. Can we like go to it even if we delay? The next meeting would be the last one between now and the next meeting. We could develop that policy.
Yeah, I mean, if the board wishes, I can get with Julie and we get a policy developed to be approved at the next board
Yeah,
meeting.
okay.
But do we have a policy in place now for recordings?
Yeah,
For
it's
the
on our
audio.
records retention.
Sorry.
That's the only, I don't know.
Let me see what it says, because I have all that stuff, because we just had the meeting.
We didn't have this kind of discussion when we started doing video, perhaps we needed to, but we have hopscotch between having audio or video recordings of these meetings.
I'm wondering if there's an old policy because audio was it.
That's why I said
Yeah, I think it
multiple.
was during COVID, we passed a resolution to record.
How long do we
because
keep the
people couldn't
audio?
Come to the meetings.
You have to look on the retention schedule.
I'm looking at it
3
right
years
now.
post-audit, I believe.
When issues like this come up or suggestions, it's extremely important that we don't just have a knee-jerk reaction, because when I talked to Dave, because he let me know, he's like, hey, I know you wanted me to talk to legal because we talked about the meeting. And my understanding was legal basically was like, whoa, you need to have things in place before, because you can't just take that method of communication away from the residents, because the resident, like the recordings are for the residents. And if they can't come to meetings because maybe they work second shift or they don't have a means to get here because we go from the east side to the west side, like we cannot always have knee-jerk reactions to things like this. Like, it needs to be thought out and it needs to be structured.
Because, I mean,
I don't think this is a knee-jerk reaction. I thought it was just something we talked about. We've been talking about social media reducing our liability for at least 6 months, if not longer. When you're talking about Facebook, this is all part of that same. And the statistics that Deb provides, it's like 1 to 2 people a month are watching the meetings. Sometimes it's none. So I don't, the record retention is, personal notes and recordings of meetings is 1 year. That's what's already on our retention schedule.
And then usually under format, it'll say multiple. When it says types,
Okay.
it says multiple, so
Yeah.
multiple can be.
That's under
handwritten
general,
notes,
would there be
audio,
any?
video.
And I just wanted to
Other than general?
clarify, trustee Clark, there's usually, yes, maybe one, right now we got 2 viewers watching live. I've seen it maybe as high as 4 or 5. But what I do see is people do go back and look at the videos once they've been posted. So there's a lot higher viewer rate after they're posted than at the time they're currently being recorded.
Did we correct the sound issues from the last couple times?
As far as I'm aware, we had IT in today and we did 3 tests and they all worked out swimmingly. So there wasn't anything special, unique, or different that we did. So
does the record retention schedule say recordings of the meetings?
Yeah,
Or does it say any recordings of any
it says recordings of meetings.
meetings? Does it distinguish whether that is, what devices that is on, whether it's personal devices or township-owned devices?
Let's read it again.
I would like to say, like, I think that this is the exact reason why we proposed, like, I proposed having these working meetings so we can have these kinds of discussions. I think we have a really great opportunity with the next 3 days. We're going to the Ohio Township Conference, and I think that I'm looking at our data here, and 7 out of 17 townships within Franklin County broadcast. But I also think this might be we're going to go to a lot of different classes about legal and things that we could maybe find out some more information. So I would feel much more comfortable not, because I don't want to take anything away from people, but I also don't know that as we move away from, obviously COVID's over and that kind of stuff, is this still something that we should be doing? That as it opens us up to more liability, should we be doing this?
All right,
So I think that maybe we discuss, and then I would be more comfortable coming back to this.
all right.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that we have, if that policy that's in place now with the record retentions, is it just for meeting minutes or all? I mean, we have board meetings, we have staff meetings, we have budget meetings, we have other meetings that can be recorded and have been recorded. Does that fall into the record retention also?
All right, so this G 16-39 says, quote, personal notes and recordings of meetings. So I would think this would fall under recording of a meeting. I mean, that's not vague at all. I mean, that's like,
I think talking with legal, if your guys' personal notes, trustees' personal notes is not public record.
well, we're not talking about personal notes right now. You asked me about recordings, and it says recordings of meetings. It does not differentiate which meetings. I would consider this to be a meeting, and our regular meetings would be regular meetings. And it says multiple types of media, so it must cover video and audio and whatever else we could follow. I guess it could be YouTube, Facebook, anything we chose. We want to do Facebook Live. And it says it has to retention for 1 year.
And that's what, Julie was saying, we want to make sure our policy matches up with the record retention. But there's a policy and record retention, it's two different things.
Where's that in the policy manuals? Or do you have to write a new one?
If we don't have one,
Yeah.
or we may have to update one.
Okay.
Do we have a policy for audio recordings, Deb?
You can have lots of policies. We just had our records commission meeting, where we reviewed the retention schedule, and the schedule lists every type of animal we think we could have, any type of record, and when we can purge them.
Okay.
You have handbooks, you have lots of policies. I didn't review
I'm looking in the
handbooks.
handbook.
Yeah,
right
just
now.
for an example, in the police department, we have a policy that states how long we will keep our body cam and cruiser cam videos, and it's reflected the same in the records retention schedule. And the policy actually reverts back to what is the records retention schedule.
So we do have a policy in place, we should be able to find it.
Okay, I'm looking at
should
the
have
policy
it.
manual right now.
And is that like a state policy, or is that just something that we, like,
For us,
it
it
was
would be
great.
like a,
For us, it's the state policy
Yeah.
through the Ohio Collaboration that keeps our certification with the Ohio Collaboration. So that 365, it's a 1 year records retention schedule, unless it's a training video. And then we can dictate how long we want to keep it. Like if we're filming our officers training on traffic stops or something, we
Yeah.
can keep that for future trainings, or we can delete it because it's a training record. But anything out in the public that we would use a body cam or cruiser cams for, the state's dictated to the Attorney General, so we keep those 365 days. If they're needed for court purposes, the prosecutor's office will get a copy of it and they will retain it in the prosecutor's office.
okay, yeah.
So for our residents in the room, not to put all of you on the spot,
Hmm.
but,
We like you putting on the spot.
okay.
That's the story of my life.
What are your thoughts? What have you experienced before? Do you like the meetings if you watch them? If you can't come to a meeting, just kind of what are your thoughts?
I have not listened or watched any of the
I didn't
trustee.
even know they were on YouTube.
Correct. So this is a learning experience.
Yes.
But some notes that I was picking up regarding the conversation around when to stop it or change it. It wouldn't be a half bad idea to dual post audio and visual for a time being. And for your audience members who do go back or do it live, do a poll somehow to be pushed to them for their personal preference for the ones who actually do benefit from this function, and then from those results either eliminate or transition to the next one.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, it would be like a soft handoff between
Yeah.
the video and an audio to allow people to just kind of get familiar.
Correct.
And then-
Yeah, and see which one lands the best
Yeah.
for the residents that do engage with that. You have the records of viewership for the videos. I'm assuming you could have the records for who logged in to do the audio version as well, and to see which one. No. Okay.
And it's numbers, not individuals. We don't know who's
Right.
watching.
Yeah. But potentially take that into consideration
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, do some kind of response, just like you said, just see who's listening to the audio and who's listening to the video.
Yeah.
You should be able to put that in through the,
We've never posted the audio files that I'm aware of.
okay.
We've just had them in the office for purposes of making meeting minutes. I have had them requested individual meetings, and I've emailed them years ago to people.
What's your response now, Deb? on audio? You haven't heard that much?
Nobody has requested an audio file. We don't usually take audio files because we've had audio. The last meeting, we didn't have audio. And that's okay, because I took handwritten notes. And that's all that's legally required.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't see a section that covers.
Just policies means a lot of things, and policies are in a lot of places, as the police chief said.
Right.
There's policies that kind of work police departments, there's policies we set up within our place of work, and then there's the records retention policy. So the example he brought up, he's just made sure all three can mesh.
Is
Gotcha.
there a link to the YouTube videos, like on the website?
Yep.
It is, okay.
And we have a YouTube channel that some could go back.
Yeah, I've seen
Stay
the
right
channel.
there right now, years.
Yeah, I've seen the channel. I haven't looked at it extensively, so that's why I asked.
And it's Clinton Township, Ohio.
Right.
Because Clinton
Michigan
Township,
pops up a lot.
Michigan,
A lot,
the funny story,
Michigan.
Franklin
we
County.
had somebody send a picture of a video with the guy's head all swollen up. He said, which one of your officers did this? And I'm like, what? It's Clinton Township, Michigan. I'm like,
Yeah.
"We're in the wrong place, we don't do that.
Google really likes to take us to Clinton Township, Michigan.
Yeah.
Sorry, just another quick question. Is the concern, I missed it at the beginning, with YouTube specifically, or just which functionality would be best? Because theoretically, you could keep your existing page and format, just post it in podcast style versus audio style.
Versus video style?
Oh, yeah, video style on YouTube. Like, so if that functionality is existingly okay, you wouldn't necessarily have to change much other than just post it as a podcast versus a live stream.
I think the thing is, I think everyone went to Zoom or something during COVID.
Right.
And so now townships are pulling back from that, still having minutes available to its residents, but not having, and having open meetings obviously, but not having that audio or video provided.
Oh, I see. Just so like.
So it would be like, people would still be able to get the minutes, but they wouldn't have the actual meeting. Because
I think minutes are a lot more valuable than a video. Like reading the minutes in 15 minutes versus watching an hour video. As long as the minutes are available quickly, like you said
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
sometimes it takes a long time. So I see why people might ask for it if it's been 6 months before minutes came out.
Start to with
Yeah,
the
the-
policy on the minutes and then
Yeah.
Then the other issue is we're low budget film. And it's record.
Mhm.
If we're going to continue with the video, I would suggest that we put some money into,
Yeah.
there'd be a cost associated with that.
Yeah.
Fair.
But
Yeah.
before we would go that route and spend the money, I want to make sure that we're all on board, that's what we want to do.
Mhm.
And we do have the capacity now with our new website to upload audio files, I'm pretty sure. Mhm.
we could post them, but we just have to keep them for 1 year and then they can be destroyed.
Other jurisdictions only post the most recent meeting for various reasons. You may still have the record based on your retention policy and laws on the site, but there's just various reasons not to have endless things posted on the website either. I've seen a lot of places, I think it just keeps things streamlined, like see our most recent meeting or listen to our most recent meeting, but
Yeah.
if you want more than that, to contact the
And I think that goes
government office.
back to Chief's warning from 6-8 months ago when the Chiefs meeting, they're saying like there's just so much liability associated with all that stuff, Facebook and YouTube and any social media thing that.
You have audio.
Right, so Tiffany, you kind of said it, so could you form a motion that requires us to do further?
I
Not
don't,
just vague?
That doesn't need to be.
That wasn't, I was asking Tiffany.
well, I'm also chiming in, I don't think you quite, we're definitely having a robust discussion, so I don't quite know And I know you want to make progress. I don't know if a motion is necessary.
I think
Because I
just
think-
table it.
Yeah, this is just a working meeting,
Huh?
so we're not
It's a
gonna
table,
do
that's
anything
fine.
right now.
I just don't want to just kick down the road like so many things get kicked down the road.
Yeah.
I want to end game a decision on this.
So what are we summarizing? What are our
Otherwise, it
to-dos?
just keeps showing up on our agenda. We don't do anything about it.
Right.
Well, we need to find if we have a policy in place now,
Regarding,
audio recordings.
okay, I think we do, it's because on the record retention policy.
Yep.
But keep going, sorry. Or I also have my idea of what our to-dos are.
Yeah, like I said, the record retention policy, the record retention and the policy's two different things. We need to find if we have an audio recording policy in place.
Okay.
And does it needs to be looked at, see if it needs to be updated.
And I will gladly dig in further at the conference and kind of talk to some people and see what I can find out about other around the state. What the thoughts are.
So the thought is to table this for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. I agree.
And Dave's gonna dig into current policies.
I can find it.
Okay,
It should be in the FO office.
awesome.
I'll forward it to you. Like, again, you have the record retention policy, but I'll make sure you have it right now.
I have the record retention policy. I want the audio recording policy.
That is the entire thing. If it's not on there, then we don't have one. Like, he was reading it earlier when he said animal 16 or whatever. Like, I think that covers it. So that's why I'm confused about the policy. It's just the record retention schedule.
Our legal wants us to have a policy in place and make sure that policy is reflected on the ROC, or the record retention schedule.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Right. So it'd be something different than the record retention schedule? That-
Absolutely,
Is
absolutely.
the record retention considered a policy? I don't know. I'm still
The
learning.
policy is standalone policy to what you do with your records, how you
Okay,
retain them and get rid of them.
okay,
That's what that policy's for.
okay.
And is that just a specific Clinton Township policy, or is that like Ohio Township policy that we can find?
It's to us.
Okay,
It's
so it's
policy
one that
based
we would
on our
get.
needs.
Okay,
Based on our needs. The state does require so many years for this and that, so.
right, okay.
And there's like 6 different records, and then there's like anywhere from 10 to 48 policies under each of those records. So there's a ton of policies that are already covered in those record retentions, and those, from what I understood, that was considered to be our policy and how we do things. Okay, so I guess the B is probably already taken care of, because we just had them talk about auto recording. Do you have anything more to add to that?
Yeah.
A little less than a year ago, mission statement was developed, value statements were developed, and I guess it's probably a good opportunity to just revisit it. And I'd like to know if anybody can recite the mission statement without having looked at it. Because a good mission statement should be things you can, I'm not saying they're a bad one, but effective ones for every board or organization I've worked on that developed them was make the words so concise that somebody can recite it without having to look it up. If we can't recite it, are we really doing everything? I don't know.
Well,
Just
the
a
thing,
thought.
we've developed it, but we haven't pushed it out to our team. We haven't committed to display it.
I was gonna say, I think if it was on the wall, I might be
Correct.
able to do
Yeah, I mean,
that.
things like that. And I still don't know even how and who developed it. It just kind of appeared at a meeting. I don't know
Well, that's not
who even had
true.
input into it.
So it was created earlier last year by the help of all of the department heads, Deborah, McCoy,
Okay.
Dan, and Cody. And it was something that we as a organization did not have a mission statement.
Right.
And that was crazy to me. And so After developing it, I presented it in a presentation, we made some changes, and then it became like adopted. So now it's being brought up again.
Well, all
But we
I'm saying
weren't
is
able-
looking at it. Go ahead.
But we were not able to continue to do like what I had envisioned, like with the plans on how to display it, because it's just been one thing after another with the township right now for the last 2 years. So the time that's been needed to devote to other things and other projects just hasn't been able to happen.
My understanding why it was on here is because we wanted to talk about how to brand it and put it out, not
Yes, that
change
was
it.
also part of it.
That was my understanding,
Correct.
not change it.
No, all I said was, look at it, if it doesn't need to be changed, let's figure out how we can make it
Because I was
more
coming
useful,
to the meeting
more
with my cricket,
publicized.
so.
What's that? What's that?
I said I was coming to the meeting with my cricket, so I'm
Okay.
ready to go.
All right.
I bet if it's on a t-shirt, people will remember it.
Okay, well, let's talk about how we
Can't
can
tell
more
like
publicize.
Jess, where would I find it on here? I was just gonna, like, I have it.
I brought it up from our webpage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I brought it from the website.
That to be a Clinton Township resident.
Or Deborah, where would I find it on the new?
Under
website?
elected officials, and then under each one of the individual pages for each department. So
Okay.
our mission is to serve our community with unwavering resilience by delivering exceptional, responsive, and reliable services built on trust and integrity. We are committed to fostering an environment where everyone feels heard, valued, and supported, creating positive experiences, adapting to challenges with strength and flexibility, and building a township that grows and thrives together. What does the residents think about that when you hear that?
I like it.
Is that next part of it too, or
It puts goosebumps.
our mission is to deliver?
It's made it.
I'm sorry.
So,
Is this part of it too, this paragraph?
Yeah, throw some jokes in here.
You're looking at some rough drafts that we put together.
Well, this is the one I got off the website. It says mission, statement, and values.
I've never seen that before.
Will you email
That was my presentation that I gave, that
Oh,
we
so that would be the-
edited.
Oh, okay.
It got edited after this? It got edited after this?
Yeah, the
So- so
But
final.
this is still on our website. That's where I pulled it from today.
I guess that was sort of a draft or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Jess said. Well, good, then.
What page did you find that on?
I went to the home page and then I just started like searching around. I don't know,
Did you just
mission
send it?
statement or something that, yeah.
Well, did it pull up in meeting minutes? If you hit search, it may come up.
Does it?
Was there a link to that in the meeting
Yeah,
minutes?
it was from the email that
okay,
was sent out.
Trustee Jesberger
Looking
just
back.
found it under the admin page right at the top. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's long, but I think it also has it's
Sounds good.
got really valid points. I mean, if it gives
All the
Nick
variations of what
goosebumps,
we need.
Yeah.
in
well, I
the
mean,
township.
what else do we, you know what I mean? I think, yeah. I think we have a lot of things going on in the township, and I
Yeah.
think it
I
covers,
think there's a good draft.
I think it, but I think it needs to be something that people know,
Right?
and like, you know, that, like we have it. You
It should be
know,
brought up at the meetings too, probably somehow. With some signage or something, sort of.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking about. If we can, how do we display it? I don't think we want to put a decal and just put it on the wall. We want to put it on some Lexan or a board, or we need to have it here. We need to have it in our community room, in our lobby, in the fire department, police department.
Yes.
I know you guys have.
We have our own.
I know you guys have. The public works department, something that our employees can actually take and look and read it.
Sure.
I think, it's a little kind of a tangent, but I was just at, some of us were at the Gen Z meeting over at the new Grandview Heights building, which is phenomenally
This is from the
beautiful.
email you sent
But
on June
they
2nd.
had their
The
logo
25
on like
meeting?
every
Last
coffee
year?
cup you drank out of, and
Yeah,
every
we get a lot more. We
like
get
they
a
had
lot
some
more
coasters, and I was just
finalization
like, oh, we have a great logo, I think, and I just
Okay,
think
so I mean,
like
this
that
one
kind of
you sent out, That's where I
branding,
got it.
you know, just a few more things like that would really be really nice
You
for
can
the
figure this out,
township.
right?
Yeah, I
Like for
get it.
National Night Out, I mean, I think, then it's illegal, can we do some water bottles or coffee cups? and
Yeah,
just
we have a
them
fund for
available?
that kind of stuff, and when we opened the new building on the east side, we had coffee mugs and that with the old logo.
Yeah.
And then, did you get a chance to look at that Rowita site yet? With the, so if you've seen in our officers' room, we have our badge and patch. There's a company I told Dave about that could do our logo maybe on top of it with the mission statement under it. They
Yeah,
could be on a wall instead of like the stickers.
Yep.
yeah,
That's what it is.
that's super cool.
So I found the source of where I got it from. It's from an email that Deborah Smothers had sent out on June 2nd.
I thought it was on the website
Yeah.
when I was like, oh, I never seen that, but yeah.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
we even talked about doing some tablecloths too with the.
Yes, they're in
with
my
our
cart
logo.
right now.
Oh, you got, okay.
But but after going to Grandview, I was like, okay, I don't think I should send these to you to get these ordered right now. Like maybe there is more, like a little bit of money that we spend on some stuff to have.
Well, maybe we can do a mission statement
Yeah,
along with that.
yeah. I love it.
So what did we decide?
We decided that Nick loves it.
Okay. What action plan are we doing to make this happen?
I think that
Action
we
plan.
are gonna, I think that we need to look into, I know Deborah had sent out a couple different, plaques and things, and I know Dave has some definite ideas, right, on how you want it to look in the,
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement, we don't want a decal that goes on the wall.
That's right.
Then when we have to paint, we either have to take it off and have to paint around it. We'll have it on some kind of, whether it's a board or Lexan or some kind of plate or whatever, have it etched into that, then we'll
If we could
fasten it.
make something that would go on the sidewalk signs, because we put those out for every event that we have. Having those at the front door with the mission statement on it as people come in.
Just, yeah, maybe like, I don't know what you call this stuff, but that card, the foam board, even if it's on like, an easel in the lobby, I mean,
Correct, or,
that's another way
your produce markets or something like that, just.
because
Yeah.
let's
then
just
it's
start
easily
displaying.
replaced rather than like, you said etching, I don't know what you mean by etching. You know, you were talking about engraving where you,
Well, you can do like a laser etching on,
Yeah.
on like a copper colored metal. You can put it on there. I mean, there's,
okay,
and then I think we go over to Hartman's and talk to him and see what his thoughts are.
yeah, absolutely.
so what do you wanna put like next, like in 2 weeks or the March meeting, March 17th meeting?
You want to push it out to the next
I think to the
This
next
next
work group, we
work
come
group
with
meeting?
examples,
Okay,
Yes.
alright, so that's gotta be,
and
March
I'm gonna take
March
action
3rd.
right now, and I'm gonna put it into my email signature.
alright, so we'll push that to March 3rd.
That's just a way to get it out there also.
Is it on the website at all?
Yes, it's under administration. Yeah, and maybe that could be, I mean, even on our like stationery and things. I mean, if this is
Yeah.
our mission statement that we are, that we're
Like a letter.
governing by and living by,
Yeah.
we need to.
I think it's a great
Put it out
idea,
there.
even if we decide to just put it on the website before, so you don't have to search for it.
Yeah.
Comes up right when you log in, it's right there.
Mhm.
I think that's a great idea.
I know that we received a newsletter. What is it? I think it's quarterly or twice.
Biannual,
Biannual.
yeah.
It's not a half bad idea to put like a nice, like those not postcards, but like kind of postcard like material in the newsletter with the graphic of the township, the whole thing. as like a nice little, put this on the fridge. So that all residents can get it
Yeah.
directly
Magnet,
to them.
or even like a vinyl sticker.
There you go.
Like, I would totally
Oh,
put
that's
that on
good.
my
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah, pop it on, like, I mean, we get it from our insurance agent
Yeah.
every year, never
Yeah.
lose her number. So it just goes on the fridge and it stays there.
That's a
And
good
if all
idea.
residents get that, then you don't have to worry about it getting into
We can make
anybody's hands.
magnets
There you
Yeah.
go.
and calendars
Right.
and water bottles. We got a budget, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Found that, yeah.
Yeah.
The mission statement
great
is
idea.
Partridge in a pear tree.
is-
We've done that too.
is on, yeah, why not? On our website. It's not on, unfortunately, it's not yet on the main page. It's on the department pages.
Okay.
So
Could we get it on the main page?
we can.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
There's a lot
Thank you,
there's a
Debbie.
lot going on with that website.
Yeah.
Started.
It's a new website, so this, she's been
Yeah.
working
Working
overtime
hard.
on it.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I was just on it earlier.
It's a lot of work. But yeah, so we can work on that, but before we push it out, because I know a couple weeks ago, I actually scrawled it on a little piece of paper and I gave it to everybody, like, here's our mission statement, to have more of a, I guess, robust discussion, like internally, not here right now, but with each department or each teams to understand the actual meaning and how this ties into everything that we as a township stand for, and every decision or action that we make that drives those type of considerations.
I also want to make it clear, I was not advocating to change it. I was advocating just to look at it. Do we still believe in it? How can we market it out there? It had nothing to do with changing it, so it was misquoted, whoever said that. All right, the next thing is the leadership structure. You all should have, this is part of a full PowerPoint that our main lawyer at the law firm's on the front, Julie. She's the main contact we have at the law firm. This is from a presentation that she did 3 years ago at the Ohio Township Association. And it's basically, I talked about this with the police chiefs and the fire chief and Dave, and the police and fire work under command structure, so they're like familiar with it. I'll let them talk themselves, but they believe in it. It's only, you can't have too many like cooks in the kitchen. So in my 2 years on here, these lines seem sometimes they get to be blurred. So I just want to have a discussion on if anybody thinks that this is a structure we can't live under, or would you rather live under this one that's got the fiscal and the fiscal assistant reporting to the administrator and then the board of trustees?
Well, that's not legal, that's why I said it's wrong, but, don't let me steal your thunder. I think you're talking about having department heads report to the township administrator, and then the
Yes.
township administrator talk to trustees.
Yes. Yeah. And for the most part, that's done that way, but there's sometimes when there's direct contact, and under the previous board, that was something that they gave permission to the chiefs because they believed in their experience and years of service, and I'm not discounting that at all. But we have a township administrator, we have something that should be funneled through them, just like an awareness level kind of thing. Not get permission to do things. I guess I'd like feedback from the chiefs, the one to start with.
So I talk to Dave with anything we have going on, but I greatly appreciate the ability to talk to all the board members too. So like if we have agenda items that I need to explain to everybody, it's much easier for me to call you individually and have those discussions rather than to explain it to Dave, who will explain it to you, and if you have questions, back to Dave, has to bring them back to
No, I
me.
think that you could include us on like a call, like phone call.
Because that puts the situation of the trustees talking to all the department heads versus mainly talking to their admin and then saying, do we really need to get an engine next week? Can we talk to the fire chief about that? The way it's been has been more spread out.
I guess what are the issues that have occurred that,
I don't think there's issues other than we have an administrator that we pay to administrate the township. And I would have to say probably in most townships like in a school district, you have the school board, you have the superintendent, and then you have the department heads, which are like the principals and all that kind of thing. And we're not as big as those. But when I was teaching, if I dared skip my principal or the superintendent and went directly to the board, that was not the way that things need to be handled. And even we tell our employees that they need to go through the department head and then it gets passed up from there. So this is nothing going against, in fact, we have policies that say that employees need to go to their department head and then from there they take that up the scale.
Yeah, right now the two chiefs are on the same level playing field as the township administrator. They answer to the board. I answer to the board. That's how the structure is now. I think what David's trying to do is change it where they answer to me before they answer to the board.
Yeah, I don't, explain whatever.
Yeah.
Like, well, even a couple weeks ago when we were doing that on the part-time firefighter fund, you came and talked to us directly. And when I took it to Dave, he didn't know that much about it. And then he brought up, oh, well, you can't have two trustees on the same panel. And then we got legal involved and all that. But if you had gone to him, maybe he could have brought that up to you then. And then the two of you could have attacked the legal before
yeah.
Dave or I suggested when we met. Because I met with him and he said, well, you can't have two trustees. So then I went and talked to you. Then we went back and talked to Dave. I would just like it so that he is aware of all communications going to the board.
I thought that was
No.
already set up like that.
No.
No.
Yeah, we pretty much have
For the
had over
most
the
part.
last 30 years a working relationship. We've had a township administrator position, I think, for the last 8 or 9 years. So me and Chief Fraley were in a role before we had a township administrator. But with the historical knowledge and the things we got, we pretty much work as a well-oiled machine and team right now. People call us and, Dave may get a call. He'll talk to me about traffic issues or we couldn't get a snowplow down the road, so we're going to send an officer out there. So on a daily operations type of event, we all do communicate very much all day long. When it comes down to certain specifics, like when we have a major incident or a newsworthy incident, a homicide shooting, I usually alert the trustees if that's something you don't wish me to do anymore. And usually when I do notify trustees, Dave's in on it as well as the administrator. But I guess just knowing what guidelines we're gonna have in place, and I would like that to work both ways, so that our employees aren't being approached by elected officials as well, I guess,
Absolutely.
because we have that issue going on now as well.
Yeah. And I think that's all part of it because it shows that the board does not have, or should they have day-to-day contact with employees? Because then it gives the impression that employees can go right to the board and talk about issues, whether they do or don't.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that it would just streamline the whole process. It would be, I think, notifying the board and Dave at the same time with a critical incident. I don't see a problem with that. I think a case like that, emergency, is like everybody gets notified at the same time.
Yeah, because then, we could get calls and
Yep.
me and Brian are out managing a crisis. We just like to let the elected officials know in case media would happen to reach out to one of the trustees. And if you don't have that communication, you're not gonna know.
Well, I think there has to be like a caveat for emergency notifications.
So I think, like, if there's, I just have been watching the news a bunch lately, and I'm seeing like London Township trustees like comments and things like that. So like definitely, I feel like probably I would get, if the media's gonna call me, like, oh goodness, tell them some kind of dead raccoon story and be nervous. But I think that if that happens, I'm gonna need to hear. I mean, obviously, I can hear from Dave, and he can. Like I get that coming from a teacher perspective. Like this is my world. I didn't go to the board. I went to my principal kind of thing. But also the hearing it from the chief would be also before we got asked, because we're the one. I mean, they'll ask you. But if you're managing crisis, they're going to call the trustees. But I also feel like I don't want to, like if I go to the produce market and I'm bagging corn with, a fireman, I don't want to think I can't talk to him. You know what I mean? But I'm not talking to him about trustee things.
That's not
So-
what I'm talking about.
Right, okay, I just want to make sure, like, I still, yeah.
Well, in a press is somewhat a whole other can of worms, and I used to really enjoy press outreach. So at any point, the press could call me and want to talk to me about something, and I can't talk to them, but it's better for me to slow my roll, take in their questions, touch base with. So I'm a slightly different kind of a department head, but I'm also an elected official. So at any point, media could call any one of the trustees, same kind of thing could happen. And so it behooves us to have a internal policy or just a way to work together of, hey, the dispatch wants to know why the meeting minutes are 6 months late, and just to try to get us on the same page before we're talking to the press. It's nothing to do really with leadership structure, it's just press calling could happen. Unfortunately, bad things happen, and we have great first responders who have amazing responses to those. So nobody's trying to be a police or firefighter who's not a police or firefighter, and that's usually why the media is calling. But this is something I guess I care a lot about, and I know Deborah Smothers does as well. Us kind of having our ducks in the row if the media does call about something good or bad. And they've called out good things too. The holiday parade has gotten good media coverage over the years. So those of course aren't problems, but when you have these things more figured out, it's not a reinventing the wheel every time the press calls or an employee has a concern and it maybe goes sideways instead of up the flagpole the right way. I don't know. A lot of topics.
If I may,
Yeah.
we're talking about different types and levels of communication. We're talking about emergency type of communications. We're talking about media communications. We could be talking about, I have a question about something on my paycheck.
Yeah.
In which case, I like the luxury of coming to fiscal
Yeah.
directly to ask questions. I like to ask elected officials questions. I like to
Yeah.
ask questions.
So moving forward, that would just be going to Dave then.
Well, if it's about your job, then the proper way our handbook says is you follow comments to your department head, and then they bring them up, or maybe you, Dave, and I meet if you have a concern. But you first take it to him, and then it would go on. Because we had some incidents in the last couple of years where employees have gone to board members instead of the department heads, and then it becomes like he said, she said, and once the statement's repeated, it's no longer, is it the person who said it, quote, it's the person who repeated it, it then becomes their quote, and then it's hard to chase back what was really said.
And when we talk about policy, some of what we're trying to do is really talk about like when I don't work here type of thing. I'm very comfortable with everybody who works here and we have a good working relationship. I've had an officer say something to me quickly, hey, this should be on my paycheck, not a big deal. I emailed the chief and him to follow up because I know that's the way this chief likes to operate. Not all chiefs are that way. It's not a big deal, but if we're not, our faces are going to change, and what we're going to leave behind are policies for the people who come in after us, and they're going to be allowed to adjust their policies for their needs. So I guess that's where I'm coming from, is that we've had the luxury of, I've been here 12 and a half years, and we've had our department heads stay the same with the exception to roads. So we've been very lucky with all that stability. But at the same time, we've also exhausted ourselves and things aren't streamlined. So I think we want to familiarize ourselves with the existing policy. Trustee Clark was suggesting changing it to streamline his time as a trustee.
It's just easier for me to stay in the lane, and if an employee reaches out to me and say, "Do you talk to your department head first?" Because with department head, administrator, and then to the board. It just keeps everybody in their lane, and like, I hadn't thought about the way Deborah just said, it's, faces change, it's for the position, not the people that are here. It's just for the position, not the people.
It should be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It's the way
Then, you know,
you have a chief executive who of a company, he reports to the board. This is not something that Dave Clark made up, or this is not something that's not done in every corporation and municipality around the country, if not the world.
And that being said too, that chart shows both directions too. So if the
Yep.
board has an issue with an employee down here, they'll have to go to the administrator
Yep.
first, then the administrator will take it down.
Yes.
Physical shouldn't be dealing with any of this.
No,
Nope. The
And
lines are
these
clearly.
employees.
that's Deb's
The
situation.
lines are clear, and that's another thing we just need to think on too. It's just
And
this is a clean delineation. How do you say that word? My tongue is tied. Of this is the way we believe that it should
So
be.
going forward, then, we would go to Administrator Medley for a fiscal officer issue, to have him go and talk to Deb and Melissa instead of us.
or
Just so
include
we're
me.
clear.
No, fiscal isn't above or below, like fiscal's, a department head needs to get their reports. It doesn't make sense for me that you would need to go through an admin to access your reports, and that's not illustrated on this report the way I look at it, on this flow chart.
Well, it's showing, that's why.
I'm out
I
there
know.
floating,
That's
it's
a
a
great
good
question.
question, I'm
That's a
floating
great
on the
question.
side, it doesn't say either way.
You can go over. They're just talking about this.
And we could.
Oh,
we
I
could
just want to
draw.
know what the rules of the game are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we could draw a line down that says admin and department heads on the same level, right underneath fiscal, and then to the fiscal assistant would be below that. Right?
I think that's a separate
Unity.
branch of the
Right, it'd be a
town.
separate wing, right.
Yeah.
But it would show and allow what what Mike just said, it would show that those department heads can go right to fiscal.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone on there can go over to there. Yes, that's a straight concept.
Yeah, it
That all.
kind of shows it at the same
For the
level.
physical part of it, yeah.
It kind of shows it at the same level, so, I think it cleans up a lot of things for positions. Deb hasn't been shy about saying she's interviewing, she wants to move to Minnesota sooner than later. And so if that's the case, then this may be the time to just like put it on paper, make it part of that this is, we want the new fiscal to,
But I think
play by the rules, and we want the current one to do the same thing.
I would encourage the 3 trustees to reach out to the department heads and myself and have a conversation with them. And, because it's going to take a motion to change this around. It's going to take a motion.
So there's a motion that sets up the current structure right now?
There is a flow chart in the,
Okay,
you may not know it, but there is a flow chart that passed under trustee Sierra's time that had all the department heads equal to that.
okay,
Correct. That's the
Okay.
current.
alright.
That's how we function
Okay.
currently.
And this feels sort of unfair because it's like, there's a 200-year history of motions that have passed. Like, I just happen to know that one passed 7 some years ago. shortly after we had our first full-time admin. We've always had an administrator since I've been here. It just wasn't a full-time job until 2018. And it's really not a full-time job with you trying to do both jobs at this point, but yeah.
I, for one, have talked to the department heads. And it has not been in favor of the change. And I also think that it would be extremely irresponsible for the board to do this change right now. Because whether things change and people leave, we have a township administrator who is also superintendent of public works. And he is already struggling to check things off of his list because he's constantly having to deal with drama, or he's having to always call our attorney to check on, is this allowed to happen? So he doesn't even have time to do what he needs to do. And I would not support, because I just feel like that would be setting Dave up for failure. It's just adding more to his plate. So if things were 100% changed and we were not dealing with drama and all of that, I still honestly would not be in support, because I feel like we would just be regressing with leadership.
I mean, right now, I mean, Mike and I, we've sat in with legal on different issues. I've sat in with legal many times with Brian on different issues. They keep me well informed. I don't think that's always has been the case since there's been administrators here. But in the last 2 years, for the most part, they've kept me well informed. There may be instances that arise, like you had Dave, that came up, but then you end up coming in the office, and that's teamwork. That's how we work it out. That's how we get it done.
I wasn't like necessarily pointing out anything was done wrong. It's just, like you just said, a team approach to getting things done.
And it was just a miscommunication how something was interpreted from a chief before, and it just continued.
So, that being said, you said this goes both ways. So, if we don't change anything, we're like saying it's okay for employees to come right to the board and skip their department head. That's what
I
I'm
wouldn't say
hearing.
employees, I would say just department heads. Yeah, employees shouldn't be going to.
No, they shouldn't do
No.
that.
Yeah, employees should not be going
So, I mean,
I would like to know if my employees are going to you. I mean, that shouldn't be happening. So,
Well,
Yeah, if they're
I'm not even from fire or from police, but from other departments, I get communications that skips Dave.
I mean, are
And I don't
they
agree with
soliciting
Because you're the
something?
administrator.
Are they soliciting something to you to get a benefit from you, or benefit for their department? I mean, if they're coming to you and say, man, you know, our vehicles are really ran down, and Dave ain't doing nothing about it, and we need your support to get something done, that's wrong.
Yes.
If they're going to you just to talk to you about things, hey, what do you think about this or whatever? We've been chipping brush this way, think about doing a different route. Just day-to-day conversation that does not benefit them in any way financially or in their position is fine. It's if they're using the trustees to gain personal, that I have an issue with that.
Well, question I got is, how do you feel about it, Dave? Is a lot on your table now? What's the situation?
Well, I got a lot on my table now, yes.
But
If this took place, if this change took place, it still gives me the right to delegate to them to take care of business.
Absolutely.
I just kept on thinking that was
Just
pretty much what
just
you're
cut
doing.
me just cut me in on the email. Guess what? That's what they do right now.
Right.
I don't think it's going to make a big change. I don't think there's going to be a big change to it.
Well, you should know what you're.
Unless the board is going to put me on the spot to deal with a department head.
I haven't seen that happen
I mean that's the only thing I can see change. If they want to pressure somebody, they'd be able to use me to do it.
Well, I look at it with if Brian or Mike has a problem, you know, you're kind of talking to you, you're the buffer a little bit. You can kind of put everything together and then approach the the board of trustees instead of just going, you know how the board feels, stuff like that. So you've been here a while, you know how they feel, and if there is an employee issue or something like that, you're kind of more like a detective too. So you got to figure out what the situation of it is. But then that comes to you. Can you do all it? Do you want to do all that stuff? You know, I mean, that's on your shoulders, not anybody else's shoulders.
You know, I know during budget time there may be questions about, hey, police or fire's got this in their budget. You know, what's this mean? What's that mean? If I don't know, I go talk to Brian.
Right.
And I've encouraged the board to, hey, if you got a question, go to Brian. Go to Mike. They'll tell you exactly what it is. Instead of sitting back and debating on, well, what are they doing this for? I think it's this, I think it's that. Just go ask them. Up front, ask them.
Well, I was on the board, the budget committee way back, you know, before Deb and stuff like that. We never even had an administrator, you know, pretty much, you know.
Right.
And so we always talk to the board members all the time, you know, how to set the budgets and stuff like that, you know. And that's why I kind of like we got an administrator type situation, because I think that's kind of a glue to the whole situation.
Well, I'm learning more and more every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every month.
I mean, that's my philosophy. You can take it and throw it in the toilet bowl, but that's fine.
So, in your opinion, not much would change because you, obviously being an administrator, you can delegate. And so I don't see this saying you can't delegate.
You know, one thing I did, you know, just, you know, if you contact, because there's time, if Brian needs something and he comes to me and say, hey, Dave, I'm going to talk to the board,
That's fine.
go ahead.
That's fine.
Just copy me in.
I just, yeah.
And they copy me in on, I think, darn near everything anyways
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I first took over, that wasn't
Yeah,
happening.
and this
Well,
deal
no,
is-
we have an administration team here that functions well.
Right.
We had a past administrator that really didn't talk much to us. We didn't have a lot of communication with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that can, like I said, go both ways. But, I mean, you know, we had a fatal car crash. I needed some barricade. We had a SWAT standoff on Cleveland Avenue. I called Dave and we had barricades put up to shut the road down because we needed the cops where we had a barricade going on.
And as
So,
administrator, I'm out there directing traffic.
Sure.
You don't say
So
that
it's-
out to
it's,
me,
you know,
administrators, but
Those are the kind of things that we work very well together with. So it's not a matter of who's not allowed to talk to who or whatever. It's just, I mean, we talk to each other at least 4 or 5, 6 times
It's
a
already
day.
going on, then this, the objections about this is really null and void because if it's already happening, then nothing's gonna change, it's just formalities and,
It looks like you have good continuity. I mean,
Yes,
that's
right.
what I'm
Yeah.
looking at. It looks.
and it's just
and
going to a more
sometimes,
formalized
They always
process.
say, don't break it if it's broken. So.
and sometimes, you know, being kind of informal works better than being formal too.
Yeah, but we have such a big budget. Like the other day, we were at Jet Z, and Jet Z's brought in $31 million. That's a lot of money to like
Just to the township.
just to the township. So I mean,
We really are, we're not legally a city, but we function as a city. We have an income tax, you have a police and fire department, we have a really amazing brush pickup on our curbs, they don't even have that in Dublin.
we've lost some department heads. I'm not looking to change anything other just put line. You know, they're already working together. Nothing's going to change, as far as I can see.
Well, Deb's got a good point because, you know, I have a couple of my friends live in other different townships and they can't believe all the activity that comes in here, you know.
Right.
With all the situations, snow plowing and brush control, you know,
Yeah.
working on the roads, you know.
Well, I was
it's
kind of just really reflecting on, we do have a, like this meeting, sometimes loosey-goosey, we know each other on a first name basis, except you two, you are. And I like that on a personal level when I'm getting started, but on a professional level, when we want to do economic development, and it's like, whose job is it to do economic development, it can get stressful. Or if the press calls, who responds? We haven't had a hiccup there, but I've worked at other places that there's been bad press hits, and how sad that is when that happens. So I think this is more trying to just formalize so that we can take it to the next level, whatever that is. Do more economic development, maintain the services we have, even though we haven't had a levy approved. magic tricks, things like that.
I mean, with the Jet Z, I mean, the amount we got, over 25 over 24 was 1.9% more.
No,
We
three,
increased 3.5.
3 point,
Three.
so, all right, so that's even more. I mean,
3.7.
with the economic development we're doing now, and the way Columbus is growing, and you know this new thing we have with our consultant with the Jet Z and his ability to negotiate things, I think that number is going to continue to grow. Like you look at Whitehall, I mean, Pocahontas, and those are like busting at the seams. And I don't know,
There's something I want to discuss with this chart too.
okay.
I need the board to help myself and the board with keeping these two departments separate, these two agencies separate.
Okay.
When the FO office gets into the business of the board and goes forward with items that is board items should be in the board's hands. In talking to one or two trustees and leaving another trustee out, that hurts this space. This space has been hurting for several years. This space needs to get working together without the interference of this office.
And those are things I heard you say whenever I brought this up, is that when I showed it to you, you said, yeah, this would be good because it would like to do what you just said.
In the
Formalize that, what you just said.
In the last year, this building particular has been a focus of this office in doing this office's job. We're trying to. This needs to stop. The three of you is the only three that can make this stop. This is an FO officer.
Right.
This is the board. These are the three decision makers.
Right.
This office should not be going out and contacting businesses on behalf of the board
I never
unless they
contacted a
are
business.
directed,
I never
unless this
contacted
office is
a
directed.
business. I never contacted a business. I email people, all the contacts I've had. I invite people to meetings. I'm not trying to make decisions.
You've already made comment a couple times that you anticipate spending $1.5 to $2 million renovating this building.
I don't plan on spending any of my money on this building.
If you got an idea, bring it to the board as a whole at a meeting.
I don't,
Because when you
I
move,
don't
when-
have an idea. I was trying to help the board with what you guys are trying to do here. That's it.
you're not helping the board when you're not addressing the board as a whole. When you're not addressing the board as a whole, what it does, it gives the perception that two trustees has made a decision outside of a board meeting and you're breaking the law. That's the perception it gives. Take it to a board meeting first, then the board will decide how to move forward
What
with
am I
meetings.
supposed to take to a board meeting? I don't know what.
You
What about this
recently reached out to a consulting firm, well,
I
an
didn't
engineering
reach- I
firm.
didn't reach out to anybody last year.
And you made a meeting for last Friday
I
at
didn't
10
make any
a.m. here.
meetings.
No, that company set that meeting.
They talked to him. They set that meeting with him. I didn't attend that meeting.
Well, then I'm gonna have a conversation with that guy tomorrow because he told me a bunch of lies.
Every contact I've had with that company has been by email. And any meeting I've had with them, I email out the one meeting.
He said he's
Last
met you
year.
at several conferences with solar and stuff. That he's met you with several conferences. You've reached out to him.
I went to energy meetings last year that Mr. Clark, the company, did not have at Morpsey. We're members of Morpsey.
I was told that you and David Clark was going to vet this company. This is how you guys are going to vet it.
What are you talking about?
Why would you meet with a consulting company for this building?
I didn't meet with the
He was
consulting
going to.
company. I haven't. They met us, the Clinton Township, at meetings last year about the numerous energy issues, the looming energy issues that we knew were
I don't
going to
remember coming to a meeting.
control. Morpsey had 4-part energy series meetings that I went to. Mr. Clark came to half of them. Morpsey wanted us to talk about our microgrid study. We did, in that I said, we did a microgrid study. This company reached out to Clinton Township. I emailed everybody. This township, this company wants to know more about our microgrid study.
They come to a
Nobody
meeting.
cared to meet with them. I met with them once at the township, not in this building, last year. They will tell you, I told them at that meeting, I am not a decision maker. I am happy to meet you, I'm happy to learn what your company does. They're architects and engineers who only work with government agencies. Then you guys fired up a working group to figure out what's gonna happen with 999. I thought this is something that company could do. I'm not making any decisions. I've not been trying to make decisions. I'm an active member of caring about energy issues, and I manage the money for this township, and we did a microgrid study, and that's a big deal, and we should talk more about that study. But I always say I don't make decisions. I told them, I don't know why you want to meet with me, I'm not a decision maker. I told them that last year.
And then when I listened to that, when they did that call with me, you were invited to be in on that call. You had a meeting with the FO office at the same time, so you couldn't be in on it. But as soon as that was over with, I went to you and told you exactly what it was about. And you said, oh, we can't do this. I'm like, okay. I did not pursue it again after that, did I?
No. I mean, but there was a meeting scheduled for 10 a.m. last Friday. And you was going to attend and you was going to attend.
What do we need for
emails.
this? What do you need for that organization to give you an assessment of this building? We should talk about that. What ORC thing are you worried that they're gonna be violating if we meet them?
Yeah, you told me it was
Assessment.
violated
What-
ORC, yeah.
What assessment does the board want done at 999? Have you guys passed any what do you want
That's not do an
done?
assessment. They just wanted, this company just wanted to meet anybody here, any trustee in this building. That's all it was about. They're not saying, here's your assessment, Deb Steele, now pay us. Just like when you get a painting company quote, they don't say, Mr. Medley, pay me. They walk around and measure it and they say, okay, I think it would cost this much to paint this building.
We can take that from a painter.
I'm just saying it was something in that direction of, what are you talking about this building? Let's see it. That was it.
We talked about, the board has talked about heating and cooling in the garage bay. Tearing down the ceiling tile back there and doing plumbing back there in that back office. We don't need an engineer for any of that stuff.
Great, we don't need their
So why are we
engineering
wasting their
services.
time to come in here and
It would be a waste of
there's
time.
no project
I don't know.
for, there's no project for
And
them
you
to
tell them
do
there's nothing
at
for
this
you to do
point.
here. I don't know. I don't understand why they couldn't come here at 10 a.m. last Friday.
Because if they come here and they start putting something together for us, then the board has a project they want to do. If they've previously been contacted and worked with us, that might knock them out of the running. If we're going to vent somebody, we do a RFQ. But we got to have a project first. Then we go out and get 4 or 5 engineers that may come in and want to do a job for us. Then we put down a work group together, a committee. They vent them and decide, hey, here's our best choice. Then the board. But we got to have a project first.
That's what the working group is doing though, right? Like
See,
determining,
Well,
is that what
who's the
they're
head of the working group?
Yeah.
right now?
I'm
Yeah.
the trustee.
So-
We haven't heard nothing, Dave.
Once
I know,
the working
because-
group gets back and going, once they get going, then they can take recommendations to the board. Once the board decides to do a project,
Well, no, but he's a trustee, and he was picking up where Rebecca left off. And you guys met last year and said, hey, let's do A, B, or C here.
Oh, I didn't
He
know
wants-
Dave took over, that's the reason why.
He
It
wants
just
to,
happened at the last
he
meeting.
wants to,
All right.
2 weeks ago.
he wants to move forward with doing something at this building. And I thought this company was in the direction of doing something with this building, helping the board even know your A, B, or C options. What would a little fix be? A medium fix, what would be an amazing fix? It was to help the working group, to help make suggestions to the board.
Yeah,
It
you-
wasn't to sign a contract, it wasn't to, just like you're bringing painting quotes, you didn't have to get the entire board to say, I don't know about that company, to give you a painting quote. Like,
So Nick, did you know that there might have been a meeting last Friday at
Do we
10
need
a.m.?
citizens
No,
involved
yeah,
at
nothing
every?
about it.
Then what's the point of a working group? Because
It
they
wasn't
need to
for
be
the work. It
included.
was his decision.
I was just trying to gather information. There was no communist conspiracy to collect information and not share it. There was no conspiracy. I was just gathering information for the work group.
We're having a constant tug of war of like, we are neighbors with these are our constituents and our neighbors, but we don't know who's leading the ship here. And we know who.
Them
Ohio
three right
Five-
there.
I know, so he was trying to have this
Not
meeting.
you.
here. He was trying to have this meeting here last Friday and he canceled it.
No, I didn't cancel. The firm canceled. They canceled.
Because you had told me it could violate, it would violate the code. And so I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. So then,
When he found
What is
out
it
this is not,
violating?
when he found out that the whole board has not discussed them, he said, we're not having a meeting.
I've emailed the whole board, so how do I discuss this with the whole board? What is this ORC violation?
and I don't know why he didn't know that, because I told him that a week ago when we were on a phone call. I said, I'm the only trustee looking at this right now. I'm just trying to gather information. Does this make sense? I said, we have made no policy
And that's
about
where the 10 a.m. and Friday thing was set. I wasn't even in that meeting.
So how can we move forward?
How
Like,
can we move
Can the
forward?
working group get back together, discuss that they want to examine quotes and see what the scope of the project would be, and then come
Yes.
back to
The
us?
Yeah.
only time we'll need an engineering firm. if
and
we're
that
gonna
was the
do
lane I was
full
following, Tiffany.
That's
That was,
what
renovation.
they were
I was
saying.
gathering
We started
that
out
for the
first,
work
we started
group.
out first with the insurance on this whole building.
Yep.
Did we ever get into that part yet?
We have it
The
fixed.
liability, stuff like that.
No, that's been-
That was our first step,
And Morgan's taking
before
care
you
of
even
that.
start
You guys have
doing
taken
that
care of that.
stuff. Huh?
You guys have taken care of that. You have a policy. No, Morgan has communicated to us that
We
she
have,
has
we
a
have
policy.
a policy just for the events, we don't have a policy for the whole thing.
Right, because we own, the township owns the building.
Right,
Right.
right.
That's
So
what was
the
missing.
room use would then allow you to use the building, and that's where
Okay,
we're
so
at right now.
number one, that's done.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's done.
That was a big,
That's the first thing, that's the foundation to get
Yeah.
going. If you
Right.
can't get insurance and everything, you might just
If
kind
I
of.
could do a point of order and get back to the item we were discussing, this thing, I appreciate what you said, and that's all part of
I know
this.
you and I have discussed this
And
quite
this
a
is all
bit
part
here
of
lately.
this, and you agreed that this would draw those lines, keep people in the lane, and before I brought it to the whole board, I need to have you support it, to bring it forward, and you and I both agreed that this would be good to discuss as a board. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, it can be a discussion, but like I said, it still takes the board to
I
decide
know, right,
whether they want to change the format that we currently have to this format.
okay.
And I'm fine with either direction, because
But you said what's going on now is working in this, that this would not change that in any way, because you can still delegate your responsibilities to others. How about the assistant chief? You're gonna be taking over. I'd like to hear your feelings on any of this.
All I know is what I see on a day-to-day basis is us, let's just say, the four of us
Yep.
have an awesome working relationship.
All right?
And back last year when you were talking about the leadership and getting together, as an outsider, not really, I'm not there yet.
Yep.
You guys, like, don't communicate real well as we do. If you guys communicated like we did, Clinton Township would be spot on. We'd be rocking and rolling. But I think that if you guys can get on the same level as we do with our communication, would help your whole thing. Instead of, which I don't talk to anybody, you know what I mean? So I'm outside the loop. I just, day to day, we just hear conversations going. But that would be my 2 cents.
And
Would be if you guys could operate like we do inside of our building, things would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what we would love to be able to do. We're under, so like for residents, we're under these constraints that I have no idea of. But like, we're not allowed to talk to each other outside. That's why we implemented
that's
these
what
meetings.
this meeting right now.
So we can actually talk, because otherwise, like, we're not allowed to. Like,
Okay.
that could be, which
So-
is, so I'm just saying, like, it's weird. Like, I'm not allowed to just, like, I could ask Jess how her kid was, or I could tell Dave I went to Groundhog's Day, but I'm not allowed to say, like, anything else outside of a meeting. So that's why we tried to implement these working meetings so we can actually talk.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, because otherwise, like, it's,
But you guys can't put stuff on paper saying this is what's going to be discussed A, B, C, so no one's like blindsided. Like if
They can make agendas, but even by email.
so, even I would say that would even be a better thing. Make a better agenda to where you're not going to throw a fastball, and you're not going to throw a fastball at you, and
Right.
you're not going to throw a fastball. So
Right.
you guys are very clear to
Yep.
say this is what I'm going to talk about. That's what you're going to talk about. That's what you're going to talk about. And that's your, so everyone, I think, would take the tension down a great deal if everyone knew what everyone was throwing at each other when we walked in this meeting. I think there'd be so much less tension.
And that's why this meeting's a little more difficult, because this is the first time we've done this. And I and others, Dave, has said we need better communication, so this was, Tiffany brought it up. You know, and we said, all right, this is a good way to communicate.
Yeah.
We can sit around the table, we can talk, it has to be public, and that's what Tiffany said. All this, you know, laundry being aired tonight, which is good, but we need to have that communication, talk it out, so whatever, I guess I don't know of any drama going on, but Jeff says there's still drama going on. I don't know of any. There was last year, it was the year before that, it was before that, before that,
Right.
before that. I mean, drama has been going on for years.
So with drama, let's just say you guys spoke outside of this meeting. Drama, is that still part of the record? That can't be discussed outside of the meeting.
I don't-
It's not. It's not
Be
really
specific.
business.
I don't know
specific.
what, I don't even know what
Beef
drama
is-
is.
I'm not. What I'm saying is drama. He said I'm using the
So
word
it's
drama.
like, our example was, hey, I think the guys did a great job plowing the roads today.
Yeah.
Can the board members say that to each other outside of meetings? I don't think they should.
Oh, that
I mean,
that's
you can,
You
I
just
guess
can't
you
make
can, it's
decisions.
literally,
Okay, that's
it's literally
specific.
a gray area, because you can't deliberate.
Yeah, you can't discuss business and
You
make
can't
decisions.
be deliberating,
It's
even if
not
it's
a
good
decision.
deliberations.
It's this decision
like,
making
hey-
outside of the.
So, no, deliberations, not just decision making, it's deliberations.
'Cause it could
And
sway
one,
some
if you weren't
opinion.
talking before you were elected officials, why do you need to talk now? Whether they did a good job or a horrible job, run it through your admin, run it through your department heads, or save it for the meeting.
But knows if
That's what the Ohio Revised Code says we're supposed to do.
if Mike sends something out,
Why don't you
it's
pick
to
on
all
me?
board members. Well, if I send something out to all board members, if
Yes.
Brian sends something out to all board members, when your office sends it out, it's to whoever you want to know.
What are you
what's
talking
going
about? I
on.
send all the monthly reports to everybody. I
No,
send
there's a
all
lot.
the-
There's several emails that sent to me and David Clark only.
Yeah, I'm trying to
And
be
I've told
specific.
you,
The
we
whole
need
board
to let the
cannot
whole board
discuss
know.
things. They can't discuss
And-
things.
and
I've
Dave,
been
what do
told,
I-
I've been told not to email everybody, but that's discussing
can.
things.
I email all of them. Respond to me individually. You cannot respond as a group, because if you respond back as a group, that's making decisions
Right.
outside the meeting. You can respond directly back to me. You don't fall in that category.
One-on-one.
You can send emails to all three of them, as long as they don't respond to each other. You can notify them exactly what you're notifying David of.
And what if I said to you, pass this on, when it's this you and I say share this with the other members, because I don't want to leave them out. I've said that to you 1,000 times.
And I-
Well, maybe not 1,000, but at least 20.
Text messages that gets sent to one trustee about certain employees. Send it to all three. Send it to all three trustees. Because that causes problems between them. Then only one's getting all these complaints and this and that. It's a burden on them. That's only one vote, one person. Give it to all three. Share the burden.
Yeah, and the other thing I think we need to avoid talking about sunshine laws, the round robin where like, we say something to you and then you tell the other board members how we feel. Isn't that the same thing of them knowing our feeling before we come before the public and talk about it in a
That
public
is,
forum?
that's what they call temperature check. You three can talk to me individually and say there's something you want on the agenda, but you're not sure if it's going to fly or not. You can use me as the avenue to determine, yeah, we should put that on. I ain't going to tell you what they said, but you can put it on, yeah, go ahead and put that on the agenda.
Because when I asked Julie about this, she said that round robin is something that's not allowed under sunshine law. That the way that needs to be done is to be handled in a public meeting where
Correct.
discussion can happen, so everybody hears at the same time. But if you're taking a temperature, that's like telling somebody else what Jess thinks, or telling,
No, it's just, it's worth putting on the agenda. That item is worth putting on, I feel it's worth putting on the agenda. I didn't say, Jess, we didn't have a 2-hour conversation, she's for it, she said, yes, go for it. Hey, Tiffany's, yeah, we had a 3-hour conversation, she said to go for it.
but in the
We're good
past,
to
I have
go.
gotten
It's a green
messages that I talked to the board and they're in favor of doing this, so let's put it on the agenda.
In favor of putting it on the agenda,
Well,
yes.
why shouldn't we just put it on the agenda and then talk about it?
We can, but then when it gets put on the agenda and sometimes it's brought up the last minute before the half hour before the meeting starts. You familiar? That's not given ample notice to all 3 trustees.
We pass every meeting with a flexible agenda. Something's
Yeah.
come up in the moment. I mean,
And there's the ability to table anything that comes up on the agenda.
like if I send out the fiscal report the day of, I try not to get it passed, but I try to stick to the schedule, at least getting them out on time. Yeah. We cannot think our way out of every potential hiccup. So I guess we just aired where we're coming from, but I'm not sure if progress is being made.
I just want everybody to just think about a different approach and things, and the 3 trustees need to be respectful of each other and know that you're the 3 that makes the decisions.
Do you feel it's like not happening that way?
Sometimes it gets pushed. Then it gets out to the public. Then the public comes to the board meeting and say, what's going on here? We heard this, we heard that. In the board's blind
Like,
side.
what?
How about like
Some might
selling this
be an
building? Like
example.
selling this building.
Okay,
I mean, Nick was very upset. He called me, what the heck's going on here?
right.
This is the rumors of this. That rumor was not started by a board. Stuff like that needs to not be happening. The board needs to be in control of that.
Gotta be continuity. That's
Right, and I think that's, like I said, this is difficult,
adhesive.
first difficult discussion tonight. But the only way we're gonna get better is if we improve our communication.
Well, the sad
Like
part.
you said, that is a major issue that's been neglected and not been done for as long as I've been on the board.
Well,
Lack of
Dave's got a
communication
good,
is
Dave's got a good point
awful.
to the fact that before you were there, Dave, and stuff like that, with all the trustees, there was rumors all the time going around with the trustees.
Yeah, you know, I don't know that.
It was going, it was going, and with, before Deb, with the physical officer, you know, and, I mean, I hate to say it, it was just, it felt like we were in a soap opera.
See, I'm glad that you,
And
before
I don't
heard-
like to see that. I feel like to see everybody get together, you know, and I don't know, I just,
do you think a format like this can be valuable if we continue to do it?
well, it should be, at least talk about it, you know.
This setup alone is like everybody has an equal seat right now at the table.
Right.
And that's kind of the thing that Tiffany envisioned. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Justin, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So I think we are working to improve that communication. The only way to do it is have you guys at the table,
Right.
everybody at the table, say things respectfully and kick things down the table, down the way if we need to, or make a decision. We have the ability to make the decision at these work sessions also.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's like I said, it's how you run, you know, I mean, this township's gotta be run like a business. I mean, it's just, you know, you can't have, you just can't have any negativity, you know. You get one piece of negativity, just goes like a virus.
It does.
Between you and you. I mean, it's,
Well, I think that we have all kind of talked, we all have had teenage daughters. 2 of us have taught high school, we're over the drama.
Yeah.
We're gonna try,
I am
so,
done with drama.
we need
you
to,
know,
yeah,
that Tiffany
move on.
did educate part of it, you know,
Yeah.
It's a waste of time and
Um,
money.
so I feel like at this point, this is tabled. I would like time to talk to department heads, kind of feel where we are at, and,
Did we hear from them tonight?
well, yes, but,
Okay.
yeah, I don't wanna, yeah. I would like to move on to my exciting news.
So how long are we tabling this, to the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay. We have to have the deadlines and things. When are we gonna make this?
Veterans bricks, can we talk about that?
Sure.
All right, so, if you guys, we have a Veterans Park, which is very nice. And, there has been a stall because of a company that went out of business, for the bricks. So, Dave gave me a name of a brick person. I went over and I met with, Darden Memorial in Westerville. They will do, 1 to 29 bricks, which we have the bricks, for $31.75 each. For if we have more than 30, which we don't, it would be $23 each. They will include, so these are for, this is like an example, but they are for any veteran that is in the township. Now, in talking with Dave, we've had some people that in the past it has been a fundraiser. And talking with Dave, he brought it up that possibly this might be a township service that we might want to discuss as a policy, that we would, for veterans, we would recognize our veterans as well as employees. But right now, we have one person that has paid for her father's brick, another man that would like to order 2, and former trustee Grimm was interested in purchasing one for someone.
And my assistant has been offering
Yes.
to buy
I have that.
all the
Yep.
veterans.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 current veterans that are working. Do you have a brick?
I would buy a brick.
Okay. So, perfect.
Do I have to be a veteran?
Yes. Well, no,
No,
you're
you're
not
no.
a veteran. Well,
You can honor
You're a
it.
veteran.
you can honor a veteran. You are a
Well,
veteran.
You're a veteran someday.
I'm a lifetime VA, does that count?
You're a veteran.
You're a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Then
I guess
yes.
I am.
Yes, you
We'll
are.
get you a brick.
I just never really counted myself as one
We'll
because
get you a brick.
I'm
It'll
such a
count.
goofball.
Okay. So this would include the 3 lines and 13 characters per brick, 6 to 8 weeks processing time, payment options. Melissa and Fiscal has offered to pay for current employees' bricks if we wanted to do that. Also, Dave brought up maybe we discuss a policy that the township might pay for residents or employees as a service to the township, or we continue it on as a fundraiser. Regardless, this woman will get a brick before her father passes away and can see it. And that is our number one priority right now. So I would just like to talk about maybe the ideas of what would that policy be? Would it be somewhat like if you moved into the township, you were a veteran and you told us about it, you lived here for, you'd have to live here for a year, would you have to, what would kind of ideas? And I think Dave has some thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I thought if you was a resident of the township and you served, I think, my thought is the township could cover the cost of the bricks. Because before, I don't know what the cost of a brick was. I think it was more than that one. Was it like $80 or something?
50.
50, because we had to ship them to Florida, and you had to have so many. That's the problem. You had to have so many.
Yeah, that's
This
so
company
much.
here, if we take 5 up there, they'll put it in with a batch of somebody else's, and they'll get it done. They set aside some time to do so much every week or so. So we can get that done. Have a good turnaround time. We don't have to pay shipping and wait for it to go to Florida and come back. But I think, as long as you live in the township or you're employed at the township was a veteran, I think it's something that we should start and continue on.
I'll take another one.
Yeah?
My father-in-law, he was in the Navy,
Oh,
and he's dead now.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It stops.
All the times undefeated.
Yeah. But he retired, I mean, he was in the Navy
Mm-hmm,
and World War II.
mm-hmm.
And that's the house on 920 was 10.
Okay.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
so
we can always,
I'll take 2 of them for sure.
and we can always take donations too to help maintain the
Yeah.
park over there also.
So I don't know what people's thoughts are, but I thought we could discuss it, and we've got an end in sight to the brick drama.
I have a question.
Yes.
Somebody, like, Miss Lesher, that paid for her bricks 2 years ago and never got them.
Yes.
And then we roll out the township's buying bricks now. What are we doing about the people that,
They get the money back.
Yeah.
They would get
So I think the people that were all, like we talked about that, the people that already bought their bricks in 2019. I mean, if they came back and said, hey, I want my $50 back, like, okay. But like, I think it's a policy starting now. But with this ledger, I think just for good faith, because you've been waiting for 3 years for this brick, yeah, good job.
Yeah, because the bricks aren't made yet. We'll have a starting date.
How
Free
many,
from
how
here.
many roughly veterans are in the township, you know?
I don't know. And I don't know how. I know that it's on the website, and I know Deborah puts it out in newsletters and things, but I don't know, we haven't had people reach out, but maybe we haven't had them reach out because they had to pay.
Sure. Well, no, I'm
And
just,
I-
you
how
said it's
do
fees
we
are
find
$31,
out?
I think, something like that.
Yeah, $31. If we have more than 30, it goes down to 23.
I'll give you a donation.
So what's the process? People contact Deborah to do it?
I mean, it's a nice.
we'll have to revisit the process.
We'll have to
because
revisit
we
it.
abandoned it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's on
Well,
the
let's
website though with
figure
a
it out right
nice fill out thing, but I think we would have to discuss what kind of policy we want. Do we want to make this a free service that we're recognizing?
I think it should be that
Or
way.
do we want people
Are you
to?
three on board with being free?
I am.
I am.
Do we need a motion for that? What do we
I
have to
think,
do?
I'm gonna suggest
No.
that when, at the
Because
next
it's under
meeting,
5,000.
at
We're
the
just
next
putting-
meeting, that we'll have a policy or a motion ready that
Correct.
moving forward, the township will, gladly cover the costs, think through how a new resident would notify us, also let me know if we need to refund past, or maybe we just put that as a footnote, when you announce this footnote, if you bought one before, like your $50 refunded.
Well, I think we
reach out to
got a
them.
list. We have a list of who
Could you
paid.
put it in a newsletter or no, or something like that? So,
I'm not gonna beg people to like,
Come get
yeah,
them.
how would you?
I mean, some
how
people
would
may
you-
go away.
Yeah, and I think
Promote it.
most people would think, that's a donation, like, you know, a lot of people would. And also, I think that we still accept donations, like if people wanted to, you know, like Melissa wanted to make a donation, or anybody wanted to make a donation to go towards, you know, funding them.
We could ask
Anybody
them to
visit-
donate
does any-
too.
The funding,
You
yeah.
got a lot
anonymous,
of
I think
veterans
that's a
that
good
visit
idea.
the memorial there?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, we have
I'm just saying you
several-
could put some kind of signage out there saying that, we're, maybe show an example of this.
Yeah, we definitely would have a very structured,
Just something
organized
that-
communication campaign
that's
on
really
this.
trouble,
Yeah.
trying to communicate.
Then maybe trustee Hannah can work with our administrator and Smothers and come back in 2 weeks at the next board meeting.
What's one, I'm just trying to get guidelines right now.
Yeah.
So employees,
Yeah. I
employees,
think employees should be recognized. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, right now we have, I think I said 7. And this would be going forward, I don't know that we would go back.
And I'm not,
no.
for what it's worth, in favor of having a policy for someone to live in the township for X amount of years, or an employee
Okay.
work for the township for however long, simply because they're a veteran.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I'm, so we're, so
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
that's
get
one
the
thing,
guide, some
yeah.
guidelines
Yep.
here.
As long as
Okay.
they're, as
So,
long as they're
uh,
a vet, they should have,
Yeah, long as they're
No
vet-
strings
living,
attached.
living in the township, or did live in the township, or family lived in the township.
Okay. So you and Deborah and Tiffany are gonna help come up with some guidelines.
We'll
that we
have
can present
something
next
together
time?
by the next,
Okay.
what, working meeting or regular meeting?
No, I think
Regular meeting.
Regular
Okay,
meeting.
because we're,
If we can get it
Yeah.
done.
we can
Can
get
I
it
get up, so you just said family though, but like we want the actual veteran to live in the township.
Or have been a resident of the
Oh,
township.
yes,
But a
okay.
family member's gonna be the one purchasing. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of, the family that,
Yeah, yeah, so if, you know, his father-in-law lived in the township, he could tell us about him, and then we could get it.
For a
We wanna
suggested donation.
So we can't take
I know Heber
X
did,
amount.
he had to actually go to high school. Didn't even go to high school, you could live there your whole life.
I don't
Or
know.
then, you know, from 20 on or 18 on, but you weren't allowed being part of it.
Okay, great, we'll have that, and then, yeah, along with that, just another beautification thing, we do have updated, 2024s and 2025s, thanks to Hartman Trophy, that will be going out to the residents.
Great.
that- Yeah. For that too, and I think, have you seen those?
Okay.
Those, to try and make those, do you think those?
You talking about the ones you just got?
Yeah, the ones you took off the.
Yeah,
Do you think you could make this part that goes through the, and then we could get a faceplate for future years?
I already talking about the actual stake that goes like in the ground.
No, but I'm just talking about that.
Yeah, I think we
Dave,
could.
yeah, I think
I
Dave
think you get,
thinks
you
you
know,
guys can make those.
we can even make them, or I get a hold of,
Perfect. So we've got a plan going forward too.
In
so.
Coda, when I took a tour there, has a machine, an etching machine, that they like engraved a piece of metal, Coda, like why we stood there, and gave us like a little keychain thing, so, I mean, they might be somebody we can reach out to too. Whether we contract with them to cut something with their laser cutting machine or whatever, but maybe that could be. All right, if nobody's opposed, I'd like to go back through these things and make sure we have either assigned responsibility of who's going to take care of it and when we're going to address it next time. So this first one was YouTube. What are we following up on? Who's responsible to come back and report on that so we can make a decision?
we need to have the FL office look and see if there's a policy.
I forwarded all the retention policies.
Okay.
So now after you look at the retention policies, what's the to-do?
If there isn't a policy on how we record audio, we have to make a policy through our legal. We'll get a policy in place. It seems like there's not a policy.
Again, look at the records retention, because that's.
Is the record retention gonna show me a policy that 3 trustees signed off on? That's what I'm looking for.
Who comes up with the retention? Who comes up with that list of the record retention? Who comes up with that list of items that each department is responsible?
Can I think I know where we're
Usually-
going here. If I
usually
can stand
department
for a
Yeah,
minute.
please.
Usually it's department.
How'd that list get developed?
So records retention is a disposal policy,
Yep.
basically. I
It's
think what
not an
Mr.
act.
Medley is saying is an actual policy on how we are going to capture our meetings.
Okay. That's why
The
that's why I'm
retention
asking about
policy
the
is
two
gonna
separate
capture that.
things.
There's no policy on how you record or non-record your meetings. They just have a retention schedule.
So one needs
So
to be
there
made.
should be a policy, and the retention schedule should address how you retain what the policy says that you created.
So we just need a policy for the retention policy we already have, is what you're saying, right? Like an operational policy.
Yeah.
And if
It's
I,
different than just the record, but how is that record? I understand what you're saying now.
Two
so
different things.
if I can just make a point here, the whole time we done the video and posting of the video, to my knowledge, if there is one, I haven't seen it, there's not a policy on this.
Right.
There
There's
may not be.
There is a policy on recording and
I would-
uploading and how soon does it need to happen
Right.
after
That's
the
what
meeting.
he's saying.
It should have, there should have been.
So what I'm saying, if there's no policy on this, which I find interesting because this was created during COVID, so somebody had to run it up the flagpole with legal.
I mean,
Then maybe we don't need a policy.
It was an executive order from the governor at the time.
But
Because
that-
we went virtual, like,
Correct.
right when I started.
So the governor.
The order to record meetings.
To be able to be legally allowed to meet virtually, because it was like,
And then he, like, lifted the order, like, a couple years
Right, but
later.
under his order, there was no policy created. He didn't say all government institutions need to create an order.
Using YouTube. Is that what he
Whatever.
said?
They
Did
just
he
said,
require
he just said,
municipalities
make
to
this
use YouTube?
available because of COVID.
See, before they
But there
wanted,
wasn't any, I got instructions on what button to push.
the board was not allowed to meet virtual and make decisions and make vote. They was not allowed to do that. The governor opened that up so
The governor
board could meet
mandated we use
virtually
YouTube.
and be able to vote and be able
But
to.
it was never mandated that we do YouTube.
Physically not being in the same building.
On the next thing, audio recording, it appears that in a record retention, we have a policy, but you wanna look at, like, how do we get to,
Because somebody does a record
Then-
request,
you will do that with Julie?
yes, have to do it.
Okay. Right. Mission statement, I think that to come back on what we wanna do and who's taking responsibility on that one?
Does one of you two have time to float some ideas with me? Or you, David?
I do too, I have also too. And if, alright, and then Deborah, is there anything, or do you want us, the trustees, to just come up with that?
More than my fair share of input as it pertains to the mission statement. And had-
Okay, but I mean,
had
do you wanna be like on
discussions
the
with
record
Dave. Yeah,
with this group? Okay.
sure,
That's all I'm asking.
absolutely.
I think-
Participation, better communication.
Yeah. And can you, do you want to look at like, I love the mag, or do you want us to look into that?
I can look into whatever
For
types of.
pricing, you know who contacted
Yeah.
that.
Mission statement, the branding.
Alright, and then the bricks, I heard that Tiffany and Dave do as a township for veterans, employees, those kind of things. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
My understanding, to sum it up, is it would not really change anything, but the department heads and Dave will discuss it and come back. I just, for us to communicate, so.
Other comments now?
Yep.
Oh, we're the public.
Your turn.
I do have a question that was just popped into my head.
Can I get your name while we're on it?
Yeah,
Just so she can get in the minutes.
sure. My name is Elena, Alayna.
Oh, my name's Cameron.
WASHABEA.
UGH. Got it.
There we go.
E-I-E-I-O.
You got one.
Wow, good job.
Sorry, I just had just about like the logistics of how.
Yes.
I
This
gotcha.
has got to be one-on-one.
Gotcha.
They can't
Okay.
they can't make decisions
Not.
without you present.
Got it. Okay. I was just curious.
So it's really important that we're here, actually.
Yeah.
But let's- they publicize it. They have
As
to
long as
participate.
the invite is there.
If there's no
Well, that's
resident.
all.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Because it takes two to do anything.
Right. One person shows up and makes all the decision. That's no.
I
that's
can't.
no
Can't.
Yeah.
We
They
have to
can't
get
even
some-
have a meeting.
That's,
Even
you're
if
right.
they
That
do-
is a dictatorship.
Not that anybody cares, but like, they can't even have a brainstorming meeting. You need two trustees. Or maybe more in the summer or something, like come here on a Saturday morning and just, hey, I love the recycle bins or whatever.
Yeah.
But
So
then
one
we go-
trustee can meet with all the residents.
Any feedback, I'll bring it to the board. We can just like, in essence, we're talking for the other two.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
Okay. Gotcha. Also, super dope about the trash cans.
Yeah.
You recycle quite a bit. Need a second one? Please reach out to us.
Oh. Good to know.
Wait a minute, Elena, you said
Yes.
you got to call local waste and cancel that bill. What did you?
The guy-
Okay, I got
Cancel
you,
trash
yeah, okay.
pickup.
No, it was actually, it was really easy because in the newsletter, we learned about it, and that was
Yeah.
great. And then it happened, and I called local waste, and they were like, oh yeah, your township is already handling everything. So it was like, we didn't even really have to do it.
Good, okay,
How quick,
perfect.
Elena, do you know who paid for that trash bin?
Is it us?
Not you as the people.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the last thing the trustees decided to do with our ARPA monies, American Rescue.
Oh, very cool.
So
Yeah.
We applied the grant for. And I think they probably cover 3/4 of the cost of that coat.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a huge help. I can say recycle, well, the bin's already there.
Yeah.
It's just gonna make it.
it shows that there's more recycled. And that all goes to Rumpke State of Art facility and how they separate everything.
Oh, okay.
And if they collect enough recyclables and sell them and turn a profit, then it comes back to the residents. With that, if that'll ever happen, I don't know.
Right.
But it's a possibility if the community recycles enough.
Oh,
Cool.
That's good to
Talk to
know.
the neighbors.
yeah.
I
So
just
that's-
like, oh, sorry.
Okay.
I just like to say, shout out. Oh, so great. Yes.
Going to the recycling, I noticed that they said they're not picking up those little bins anymore, and that's true. Because there's several in the neighborhood where people put it in the bin and it's still
Yes.
sitting on the snowbank. Because they were told to put it in the neighborhood because they didn't use the bins.
green bins anymore.
Yes, and we have an
Yeah,
FAQ
it's.
page on our website. Anything you ever wanted to know about the recycling
Yeah, I mean,
bins.
so they are sticking to that policy, of not picking that.
You should have got a paper with your bin.
Say, Tiffany, this was an outstanding idea.
Very,
This has
very
been the
good.
most
I like to
everyone's
take-
communicated in any meeting I've ever been to.
He's done well for the
So,
first
very good
month.
idea.
Yes, and
Oh, gee, I said hello.
I sure will, Michael.
Yeah, I'm excited.
His
You
name's
know,
Nicholas.
unofficially, are we turned off or are we still on?
no, we need a
Oh,
motion
okay,
to
we're still
adjourn.
rolling.
I'm
Okay.
turned off, you're
I
on.
got stuff to talk
All
about.
right,
Joey, what's going on?
all right, Mike's got something to talk about.
Are the department heads allowed to?
Yes,
Discuss
absolutely, absolutely.
Just to give a little update. All of our Axon equipment has come in for the new body cameras. For the new folks at the meeting tonight, we have some of the first state-of-the-art new Axon body cameras in Central Ohio. They have an AI interpreter built in because we do have people of multiple languages in our community. So we can talk with them directly instead of calling a phone and trying to get an interpreter at OSU if they had one on staff for the language we're trying to enforce.
So live action, when the officer arrives on scene, they can just interpret.
Yes, so it
Yeah.
has a button on
Person.
the camera, and the camera will talk between us and the person we're trying to
Oh,
communicate with.
that's awesome.
And then also,
One of the demonstrations we had when we had Axon come, we currently have Axon, but the older generation, was I think in New Mexico where a person was involved in a robbery. And they didn't know if he was the good guy or the bad guy because he was running and profusely sweating. And it turns out he thought he was running away from the guy who was trying to kill him.
Oh,
So without that instant communication, we don't know sometimes.
yeah.
Are you a victim? Are you a suspect? How we go forward? And within seconds, they knew what was going on. Where before, we would have to make a phone call through the county dispatchers to a person at OSU that they have and figure out which dialect, because we have a lot of different dialects of certain languages too. So it's a game changer for us.
Yeah.
People locked up in cuffs while you're trying to figure it out, right?
The video he
so-
showed us, the guy was speaking Russian, and when you see the walkie-talkie talk back to him in Russian, his eyes just like,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
melts,
Yeah.
that he can trust
Yeah.
the cop now.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
So
That
we
is
have
a huge game changer, like,
Yeah.
especially on the other side of the township.
Oh, yeah, so we have
Right.
that coming out.
Right.
Some of the other stuff, we have a system, it's called the WRAP. It's, you know, a lot of the videos you've seen of police on the streets and hog tying people or kneeling on them. This system comes with a helmet, so we protect the person's head. Lately, we've had a lot of people that have been overdosed on narcotics that are out in traffic on Ferris Road with a stick at 6 a.m. beating cars as they drive by, and then attacked our officers. Before they got out of the cruiser, they were bringing it through the window. So this system also encompasses like kind of like a bodysuit that seat belts around the legs with Velcro and around their shoulders and arms, so they can't flail around as much, and we don't have to worry about them kicking out cruiser windows or injuring officers or themselves. So we've got 3 of those units coming, and we're training with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office deputies. That is coming out the end of the month. So that process is in way, so that is a liability risk reducer for us as well. But also with the amount of people we've seen overdosed on narcotics again lately, it's just, I mean, we have ebbs and flows of it. So, anything else? Assistant Chief McCoy?
Nope, we just need a new roof on our station.
Oh, yeah.
I want to update.
Yes.
Bring that up.
You should bring that up.
We have,
Yeah.
We should bring that.
With
Yeah, let's
flexibility.
make that part of the
Our
record.
mouth.
Yeah.
with the ice built up, some of the roofs down towards the spouting is a foot thick, the ice, and is penetrating the metal roofing areas and leaking
In the front
20
of
to
the
30 spots within the township building. I've made contact with our insurance agent and legal. I sent over the warning for the roof to our legal to review. They have not been involved in the previous leaks in the roof and stuff because the company has taken care of it. Now that's been out 7-8 years. They may say, oh, we can't take care of it. That's why I believe we're going to have to file with Otarma, our insurance agency. I may have Brian may be able to get to do that this evening if he ain't too tired. If not, I will. If not, I'll get online and file a claim tomorrow.
What is our warranty on that roof?
I'll let legal.
7 years? 6 years?
Well, it says 50 years, limited lifetime warranty of 50 years, but then it's got something about snow and ice and this and that.
All you need to know is warranties are written by lawyers, so take that for what it's worth.
I don't think it was the best system, or it was not installed correctly.
It was the best at the time.
Best at the time.
Yes.
No, just the
It's
road
like
building doesn't.
It's good today, maybe not.
That's
It's
what
the
we
same
were told.
system, but it doesn't leak on one building, and I don't think it leaks on the back of the building we're in, or I'm just lucky it doesn't leak.
Oh, yeah, it
on the
leaks in
back.
the back,
It's
just
in the
not
fire
here.
kitchen and the day room. It's
Oh yeah, wherever there's vents, wherever there's
Water finds the easiest path.
the dormers. I mean, the company's been coming in and doing, well, the original company sold out, some else bought it, and he's come in and done some fixes. He was in there a couple months ago and done some fixes, and he doesn't seem to be too impressed with the roof, so.
Well,
We had another contractor today look at it, he's gonna come again next week and kinda give some suggestions. He's shaking his head, this should never happen, so. We'll see, there's ways to maybe put a heat grid on the roof and in the gutters to help melt the ice as it comes off. I mean, it is a very long roof, but I think at this point the roof may be compromised, so I'll let insurance look into it. And
So with having contractors come in, that's okay under the ROC, or ORC? To
Yeah,
have,
it
because
would
it
just
may
give
not
some
go out for a
advice.
big bid? What if it goes out for a big bid, or those people then
then we'll,
might not be able to participate?
the insurance company will give us advice how to do that.
Okay, all right.
So does this only happen with snow and ice, not heavy rains? Or does it happen?
Over the
heavy-
years, we've
has-
had small leaks.
Yeah.
Last time we had big ice and snow, we had stuff previously.
But this,
We've had,
yeah, this is the worst snow.
this is the worst because I think it's the most snow and ice we've had, and
Yeah.
plus the freezing temperatures for a week. And like you see all the water mains popping around Columbus,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
that
yeah.
ground's frozen now.
Yeah, the one contractor, to answer your question, one contractor is the owner of the roof right now.
Okay.
As far as
You
warranty
understand where my question is?
Yes.
I just wanted, like,
work. And the
if
other
we have
one,
somebody we want to work with, I don't want to get them involved too soon if it's gonna, like, what you mentioned earlier
the
about
other
the
contractor,
ORC.
he wants to come out and look at it next week, and
Okay.
he may just give us some suggestions how to temporarily fix it.
Okay.
Can we look into fortifying the room that the servers are in? I know there isn't a leak there, but it feels like it's
There's
just a
not.
bit of luck.
The one that's in
Well, it
the-
seems like that center of the building in the admin area and the FOI area, and it seems to be pretty secure, because
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
mostly
there's any vents over there.
Where the valleys from them dormers are coming down,
Right.
pulling all the
Yeah,
sides, and
that
the
makes
back of the
sense.
roof where it's
Right.
flat.
Yeah.
And you kind of got a huge dormer where the fire department is,
Yeah.
where the kitchen area is, so.
Is the tower leaky?
Not yet. I've checked it multiple times today because we've had leaks there.
That's what I was
multiple
asking,
times
just
in
get
the
a
past.
square.
Is the workout room leaking? Probably not.
No.
That's the most fortified.
That's a concrete bunker.
Yeah, I think they fixed it.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, the server should, like, be in its own little bunker. But I'm no tech guy.
And I don't know what it is above that, how it's structured.
Poured concrete.
No, in the
Oh,
communication area.
Ryan, you have anything?
I do not.
Chief Jones, I loved your talk. I think it would be so cool if more people could hear that, like about all the stuff. I wonder if we could ever could do like a Facebook Live or something. Like just, you know what I mean? Like you telling all that
That
information.
law
was-
enforcement's approachable and wants to
Exactly,
help.
I think it would go like
TikTok,
really
create
far.
a TikTok.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah.
we can film
Well,
TikTok.
I think that some things that are, you know, and I don't know how long you've lived in the township, but we put out a levy
4
2
years.
years ago. We haven't asked, or we haven't gotten a levy since 2016 before COVID and all that hit. And just like you in your own pocketbooks know that prices are going through the roof and so we have managed that money from 2016 until now without asking or getting a levy approved. 2027, we're gonna have to come back and get a levy or we're gonna be cutting services. There's just, I mean, we have redlined our budget and gotten money from CETA to help float us a little bit. Fire levy got passed last year. But in the police department, we have 13 right now? No, 13 full-time officers to manage the entire township from this side to the other side of the township. And we work a lot with the sheriff's office. Primarily, the sheriff's office now is working Mifflin Township because their police department has pretty much dissolved. So they're covering everything from the Westerville Road and Agler area to 270 where they abut Gahanna. So the sheriff's office, we have the substation in the main 3820 building. They have 4 deputies that work out of there, but they cover the New Albany area, Plain Township, Jefferson Township, Mifflin Township, us, and then 161 up in Blendon Township. So it'd be great to say, hey, we're gonna rely on our 4 deputies in our building, but they're covering the northeast part of the entire county.
Stretch pretty thin.
So that's why, like I said, the previous levy we asked for 2 years ago was gonna maybe add a couple staff members to assist with what we have going on. But at that point next year, when we come back to the voters, it's not to add, it's to maintain and keep services you have. So we have some stuff we'll be putting out about that. And the levy before 2016, we made that money last about a decade, 10 years. So we've been pretty financially frugal in what we've done. And Nick left, but he's always been kind of part of our budget committees, so he can say, hey, you know, they've done good, but you know, we gotta keep this going. So that's the only thing. We'll start doing some public information outputs probably the end of the year, getting ready for 2027. But a lot of things people don't realize are the things in the technology that we've utilized here in Clinton Township.
Yeah.
The body cams, we were the first department in Franklin County back in 2014 that started using body cameras.
I mean, should I just start rolling right now? This is the kind of stuff we need to say.
But, you know, it's some of that technology that actually helps us. And the
Yeah.
AI system in these new body cameras helps our officers to get back on the street quicker because they're not spending 3 hours doing paperwork for like a domestic violence case. They can knock that out in a half an hour. Somebody takes the person to jail, we get the victims taken care of, and then we're back on the street again. Because we just don't have the extra patrol cars to cover that slack. Anything you want to add to that there, Assistant Chief?
No, what we were thinking, Tiffany, was once it got operational, we were going to do a news release. Actually invite media out to say this is how it's working.
Great.
You know, in real time. Instead of, it's one thing to tell how it's
Yeah.
working, another thing to have somebody in our Somali community come up and start talking, and all of a sudden we're speaking
That's
back
awesome.
and forth. I think
Yeah,
that'd be more
amazing.
powerful than saying,
Yeah.
hey, we're getting this new technology
Right.
that we can't show you yet because we don't have it hooked
Right,
up.
yeah.
We have it all. It's just,
gonna be cool.
they're
That'd be
so
great.
backlogged on their training for everybody. That's why it's taking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you guys do so many great things. I think people need to,
Yeah.
especially
That is in the
these
plan. That is in the
times,
works.
you guys- We need to let people know.
Definitely be a game changer. Yeah.
More than
Oh,
you
yeah.
can imagine.
Yeah.
No,
So
we
he
have,
didn't really explain to you about the other AI feature was
Camera.
it's gonna write your reports for you. So you go to domestic call and whatever's on the video, you're gonna go and it's gonna scribe it all out for you in like 1 minute.
That's
Okay.
nice.
So
Yeah.
kind of like a doctor's office where he
Yeah.
transcribes what he talks
Yeah.
about. That's going to be our function in policing.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be real time. Just
So-
go back,
Yeah.
hit a button, your
It's
report's
right there.
done.
And a decade ago, this was one of the first departments to have police body cams.
Yeah.
And again, on a leaner budget, I don't wanna brag, but they don't make as much as CPD.
Yeah. That's no
So-
surprise.
I am bragging, like they're here, I believe, I can't speak for them, but our police department goes above and beyond and has been really cutting edge on some technology things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she talked about the budget committee and then, you know, Nick was on, so if you have any interest in like that, just contact the FO, tell me you're interested in, please come to maybe the first budget meeting It'd be Marchish. April.
Reverse could set it,
Okay,
February.
all right, February, so if sometime soon. If
Gotcha.
that's something you have interest in, trustee Jess Berger, is our board rep. Contact her or the FO's office or Dave. If there's something and then they can tell you where the meeting is and you can,
Yeah,
if it works out, you can come or you don't have to come, but it's just another way for citizens to get involved.
Cool. Good to know.
got some bias in the corner.
We have a beautification
I was
committee
just
too.
gonna say,
Right.
our committee is.
So now we're doing pictures.
Lots of opportunities for residents to get involved. That
Yeah,
goes back to Chief said communication. I
yeah.
think that's
Oh, yeah.
one of the
I mean, to brag a little
objectives.
bit, my sister-in-law, our sister lives in Columbus, less than 5-minute drive from us, just 'cause it's right on the boundary. And every time we go and tell them like, well, we got our community newsletter, or now we're getting new trash bins, or now we do this. Every single time we're like, Columbus doesn't do that.
Yeah.
They don't get
Has
half
she
as
ever
much
had
done.
to call the Columbus?
There
Police
you
up
go.
there?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
What is it?
How long did
Call
they
the
take or
Columbus
did they
police
show
and
up?
ask her how long it
They
takes.
didn't show up.
That's right.
They
They
don't.
didn't.
They
That's
don't.
the answer. They did not
Been a
show
few
up.
They don't show up.
Yeah. They got an answer on the call. They called dispatch and they said, well, do you think it's about $5,000 worth of damage? And the guy was like, she was like, I don't know. My
I'm not
car
an
was
adjuster."
broken.
Right.
And they're like, well, they're not going to come out unless those like, monetary
Exactly.
value.
We're a threshold here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
And
We lived in Columbus.
What a money pit
My
that city
daughter's
is.
car was hit skipped at 1:30 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
by kids in a stolen car.
Mhm.
She had a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
It sat in the middle of the road until 7 a.m. in
Yeah.
the morning because
No
the police were.
one
no, yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
It's bad.
It's been, personal experiences with Columbus PD have been
Bad.
pretty neutral. However, the few times that we have had a call and we've gotten Clinton Township PD, we are on Walford, so the
We're right
station
there.
is literally right there on Cleveland.
And,
But-
and I'm gonna put this out here as kind of a caveat. Typically, we can respond to any, even on this side of the township, we have an officer now, 10 to 6, that's over here. But, I mean, we're there fairly, unless we're tied up on a serious incident like a shooting or a stabbing. But if we are, you're gonna get a Franklin County deputy or a Blendon
Yeah.
Township car because of the mutual aid we have with the other agencies. But yeah, it's funny, you can see a car crash on Morris Road at Cleveland, and it'll sit there, but if there's a stabbing, all of a sudden, there's 20 Columbus police cars at the scene for a
That
stabbing.
is a pretty significant
Right.
Yeah.
We also
Issue.
noticed that.
But even on this side, we work partners a lot with OSU Police. We have regularly, our officers work at the football games and all that. Grandview Heights, you'll see them at Langston Center with our officers, and up our So, even though we're small, we have other bigger resources we use in the sheriff's
Yeah.
office a lot with the detective bureau and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's, when you need us, call us and we'll be there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the fire department got my cat out of the tree. So there you go.
That is the cutest thing ever.
They cut the tree down.
The text was, do you do this anymore? We will try.
We got a ladder.
Yep. She
Oh, yeah.
came right down 5 days later. We tried everything. And
Still need a
they just
motion
came
for
there with
adjournment.
the stick.
Second.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
that's dismissed. Okay.
World record meeting. Thanks, Tiffany.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
I think these sessions going forward.
All right, I think it's early. Goodbye.
Oh,
Yes, it does.
I told you.